So yeah, I'm head of UX and design for Money Saving Expert, Cheap Energy Club, and Credit Club. So, and today going to do a presentation on registration and login forms. So just looking at some of the basics of this really, and I suppose something that seems so simple and how you can get it so catastrophically wrong if you don't really think about it. So it's just a few fields. How hard can it be? So the first thing, we need to take a step back and think, why are we actually asking the user to register to start with? These days, users have to register or are registered for a million different sites, and to actually get them to commit to that is actually a bit of a challenge in itself. So, and they're going to be sitting there going, is this worth my time? Why do I need to register? What are you offering me that I'm actually going to get behind that door? So let's have a think about it. What can we offer them without actually making them register? Is there any light version of our products? Is there any taster version, or how can we make that journey more seamless to maybe be on a landing page, have a bit of a taster of an introduction to what they're going to get, and give something away for free, and then just let that seamlessly flow into a registration if there need be. So getting that hook going there. If we are going to get them to register though, there are some basic principles around this. So you look at a form like this. I've purposefully kept it really simple for the amount of time that we have, and just got a simple form here: email, confirm email, password, confirm password, and off you go. It looks simple enough, but I wonder what the user's thinking at the moment. So they're sitting here going, I don't have time for this. I'm on my bus on the way into work. I've got about 3 minutes. I've decided that I'm happy to register, but no, not got time for this. Why do I have to enter my email twice? Why do I have to enter my password twice? No, too hard, not going to bother. So how do we fix this? We can remove the second field for email, remove the second field for password there. Repeating these fields, it's not really going to be, it's not helpful for them, but there is a few principles around this that we need to adhere to if we are going to only offer one field, because the chance of them getting this wrong does exist now. So we need to make sure that we're covering our bases there. So saying, it's simple enough, not going to take too much time, not too bad. What else can go on? So now they've jumped into the field here, and the hint text is gone. So this is an email field, so this is pretty easy as an example. But imagine that this is a long form, we're asking for financial information and so on. They've just jumped in and gone, okay, I've just tabbed into this field, what do you want from me? Okay, you've potentially lost them at this point in time. So with this, we want to see, So another thing that's going on here is, so they're asking, what is this field again? So they don't know what's going on. That's one flaw. Another one is that we want to make it simple for the user, so we want to autofill the fields where possible. So things like the email addresses and phone numbers and so on, we need to be building that into the way that we write our scripts behind. So that makes it easier for the user. And then with the hint text there, so taking it out of the area here, moving it above so that they can actually still see what it is that you're asking of them when they're tabbing through. So auto-filling there, putting the hint text above and out, so moving that around as we need to so that the user can actually understand what it is that we're asking for them in an easy way. So seems clear enough. Filled in my email address for me, made it clear what I need to input. Happy days. Okay, so what if the scenario is that they have signed up for a million of these different things a month, and now they're going, no, this looks like it's a pretty good product, but now I have to remember another password, I have to come back in again, too hard, don't really want to be bothered with this. So we can offer the users other options where possible. So sign up through social media, sign up through Google. So it's just bringing the barriers down to get them in the door. So where possible, we should do this. So another issue which I've touched on a little bit is that, especially with long forms, and we should just be doing it with all of our forms, and on mobile this is a big issue. If the user can't tab between the forms using their browser, then there's a big issue, because you're going into one field, then you're having to click out of that, then go back to the next one and click out of that and so on. Whereas if we set up the next tabs running through that and then, or having the right prompts at the right times through that system, they can get through it so much quicker. So just a frustration point and another potential chance to lose them. So another frustration is once they get through their password. So as I was mentioning, we've removed the need to confirm the email, the need to confirm the password, but this person's, as I said, they're in the scenario, they're on the bus, they've got 2 minutes to complete this task, they've just rushed through, they've thrown in their password, their standard one that they always use, it's got an uppercase or lowercase, a special character or a number, and they've just rammed through it and they can't see what they've done. So they're just like sitting there with fingers crossed before they hit go, going, yeah, hope there's no restrictions on this field. So the way that we can break down this barrier is to offer a chance to show the password for them, so they can see exactly what they've done there. They can have that confirmation before they go through the door, and we've just eliminated the need for them to fill out the password twice. So here's us happy again. So at this point in time, they think that they've filled this out right, and they've hit go, they've seen their password, hit go, gone, invalid password. Say, why? So we need to spell this out for them. So let's tell the user beforehand what the criteria is. So it must be 8 characters, include a number. Great. Can see what I typed. I know what I need to do. Okay. Now what do I have to do? The next problem with this form that we need to improve is clear calls to action. So here it says go, but what does go mean? Where am I going? What are you trying to do with this? Like, help me out here. So we can change that, make it quite instructional, just say sign up. Like, easy enough, but it could confuse some people, and I've seen some weird and wonderful ones on our existing site. And there is a balance with this as well. So sign up is one thing, but if you've got a brand that's got a bit of a quirk to it or a bit of personality, you can inject some of that in there. It doesn't just have to say sign up, but we do need to consider the functional side, but also there's an opportunity to engage the user in a more interesting way. So great, we've got it here. We've given them the easy options to get in. Auto-filled the password. You can tab between. You can see the password. You can see the hint text outside of the fields, and this would work through longer forms as well, and clear instruction around what the criteria is there. There are a few more little steps that we can do just to hold the hand a little bit more. So little things like providing verification, so soothing ticks and so on, go a long way to help the user think, yep, I've got this right. Not going to be any surprises at the end. Especially when dealing with something like financial products, good to bring in a password strength meter so they go, yep, got confidence here. I'm going to go through here, input my financial information, and no one's going to be able to get in here and get in my way. So now they're thinking, yep, this is easy. Hope the product is great. I'm in the door. This is awesome. Not quite. They thought they were in. Now they have to go. Now they have to go and check their email to confirm the registration, which is another barrier that we've just put up. So, especially on mobile now, you have to go out of your app, jump into your email client, confirm the registration, click back in through the other door to get back in. Like, there's other smarter ways that we can do this. Like, if you're on mobile, if you send a text message confirmation, 5 digits or something, pop up as a notification for them at the top of their page. They can see that without even having to go into the SMS there, and then they can input that, and then off they go, if we need that extra level of security. But we also need to be considering certain forms, like if we're asking them to sign up for an email or something that isn't really going away from their information, like we need to, it's another one of the why do we need to be doing this, and and then when we are implementing those easier ways for the users. So that's registration forms. One final piece is how do we apply this when we're actually getting people to sign in. So basically the same principles apply. We still want to, although they've already inputted their password, we still want to remind them. As I said, these people are busy. They've been to, everyone's signed up to a million of these different things. They're not going to remember the criteria of that password, but if you give them that little helping hand to say, this is going to include a number, it needs to be 8 characters long. Oh yeah, that's the password I used for that. Just one less barrier. And then obviously the basics, include a forgotten password link there so they can reset and sort that out for themselves. And that's that. Thanks, guys.